Stone skyscrapers, built without the use of computers and sophisticated machinery, are one of the defining architectural achievements of the ancient world. The huge tombs have fascinated historians, archaeologists and tourists for centuries. Many tried to unravel their secret, find treasures and secret passages, studied every centimeter, but the pyramids still shrouded in mystery do not allow their secrets to be fully revealed and, perhaps, still keep gold and jewelry inside. Mysteries of the creation of the pyramids. The ancient Egyptians did not immediately master the construction of the pyramids. It took them years of trial and error to move from simple structures, such as mud, to the construction of the Pyramid of Cheops at Giza. The first pyramids were built on the west bank of the Nile around 2600 BC. The first pyramid of Djoser was built in the Sahara, which was recognized as the oldest large stone building surviving in the world. It was created by the architect Imhotep in Saqqara for the burial of the pharaoh. The Pyramid of Djoser is well preserved and is still in good condition, although over the past millennia it has been covered with sand more than once, because of which it sank a little and became lower. However, the pyramid itself is believed to have been plundered in antiquity, and several different manholes pierced by robbers were recorded. Interestingly, this pyramid is different from others. Instead of smooth edges, it has a stepped multi-level structure. And the first pyramids with flat sides were built 60 years later under Pharaoh Sneferu. The largest pyramid in Egypt was built by order of Pharaoh Cheops around 2560 BC. It took almost 20 years to build it. Unlike the Pyramid of Djoser, the Pyramid of Cheops, 147 meters high, was not stepped, but had a regular geometric shape. The ancient Greek historian, who, according to the popular expression of Cicero, is the father of history, Herodotus in his writings claimed that the Pyramid of Cheops was built in honor of the pharaoh, but he himself was not buried in it. Almost until the end of the 19th century, this pyramid was considered the tallest building in the world. After Cheops, other pharaohs also became addicted to building pyramids, who sought to build as many structures as possible. The son of Cheops, Chephren, also ordered the construction of a pyramid. It turned out to be slightly less than his father's height, 144 meters. Next to this pyramid is the figure of the 73-meter Great Sphinx, a lion with a human head. The circumstances and exact time of the construction of the Sphinx remain a mystery. The judgment of ancient authors accepted in modern literature that Chephren was its builder is only confirmed by the fact that during the construction of the temple, stone blocks of the same size were used for the statue as in the construction of the neighboring pyramid, and not far from the sculpture, archaeologists found a diorite image in the sand Khafra. By order of the grandson of Cheops, Mycerinus, a third pyramid was built, which turned out to be much smaller than the previous two, only 66.5 meters in height. Thus, the famous and mysterious complex of the pyramids at Giza appeared. But the pyramid boom did not end there. They continued to build such structures until the middle of the second millennium BC, but in their size they were less than 3 legendary pyramids. In total, there are up to 138 pyramids in Egypt, but only one of them, the Pyramid of Cheops, is classified as a wonder of the world. Treasures of the dead. Many scientists argue about whether there is anything material and valuable inside the pyramids. Some argue that the seekers of profit did not immediately begin to rob the pyramids after the burial of the pharaohs, which, firstly, were carefully walled up, and secondly, according to legend, they were guarded by not very friendly spirits who were ready to kill anyone who tried to disturb them. On the other hand, scientists have found an ancient Egyptian document, which refers to the trial of 8 robbers of royal graves. Moreover, this document indicates their names and even their social status: an artisan, a stone cutter, a peasant, a water carrier and a Nubian slave. The accused, as the papyrus says, found many treasures: amulets, gold jewelry, masks, bedspreads embroidered with precious stones and gold threads. Egyptologists believe that the graves of the pharaohs were still plundered almost immediately after burial. That is, within a year after the death of the ruler, everything of value was taken out of the grave chamber. Moreover, even the internal security systems did not stop the treasure seekers. Researchers from the American Educational Research Association found that the tomb of Cheops was protected from robbers by several layers of protection. So, the first of them was located at the entrance to the tomb of the pharaoh itself and was closed with 3 monolithic stone slabs, raised above the entrance with the help of systems of grooves and blocks. As it is supposed, they were held by props. A second barrier to thieves was installed in the so-called inner sanctuary, inside which was the entrance to the tomb of Cheops, which was closed in a similar way. The Great Pyramid of Giza is filled to the top with treasures, but this is not gold or silver, but knowledge about the gods, the cosmos, the afterlife and the role of the pharaoh, says historian Julia Herdman. The German Egyptologist Dietrich Rau takes a different view. According to him, many people tend to assume that everything important has already been found in Egypt, especially in the vicinity of the pyramids or in the Valley of the Kings. But far from everything has been discovered and excavated around the pyramids and in the Valley of the Kings. The same is true of large cemeteries such as those at Saqqara. For more than 3,000 years, this was the main cemetery of the Egyptian capital Memphis. More than 50,000 people lived in Memphis, and sometimes more. If you look at old maps from the 19th century, you will see that there are many places where there is still something to dig, people just haven't had time for that yet. However, it is almost impossible for ordinary tourists to find treasures in the tombs, since all the routes offered to tourists for acquaintance have already been studied and explored. Scientists are more likely to find the remains of treasures. That's all. If you liked it, push like button, subscribe and click on the bell. Have a good day.